Today we're going to make a really attractive, fun bird feeder, and it's so easy to make. Now, you know I did the chip and dip trays, and it did protect them from predators, but not from light rain. Well, this is going to be fantastic, and what's really great is it doesn't cost more. You're getting a container that's got a lid already with it for $1.50. And there's so many good qualities to this, much better than the chip and dip tray that we'll get into. But look at the top. We have a canopy for light rain. Look, even the doves can come in and use this. But what is great on this? Keep looking, because I think you may know. It's so easy to fill with seeds, so easy to put together. You go to your store. I use Dollar Tree. You can go to Walmart, Target, any place you want, and get one food container. It comes with a lid, so you're not looking for anything extra. Now, I went with the deeper one, not the shallow one. You can pick out the one you want, but the deeper one is going to be great. And then those paper towel holders, the metal, lasts forever. So even if you had to replace the plastic later on, you've got the setup ready to go. And then I bought a mat, but we'll talk about that separate. I've got other things coming in here that you've never seen that I have done with zip ties, but that's another thing, and I'm starting to digress. Look at the beautiful mats that you can get. We'll talk about what we're going to do with that. But let's get into how to make this, because the birds love it. It's so cheap, and I'm going to do something with solar lights later too, but not in this video, because I think you're going to go wild over that. I don't want to go off track on this, because it's important to feed our native birds, and we're going to protect them from predators. We're going to protect them from light rain. We're going to be able to enjoy it. And what else? No seed spillage. Now, I will have to admit, there's a couple birds around here that are not happy about this no seed spillage, and that's going to be the chickens, because the chickens usually hang underneath, get what falls, and oh well, this time Gary's got to collect them as they are waiting in the yard for seed to fall. But when it's time to go in at night to be protected from coyotes, he has to go gather them up as they want to sit under the bird feeder and collect seeds. Let's get right into how to make this. So here's how we're going to make this bird feeder. Now, this is great. It comes with a top and bottom, so you don't have to buy something for the top, a tray or a plate. Now we're going to use 2 of those paper towel racks. Now remember, if you don't want a cover for yours, you only need 1 paper towel rack, but then you won't need the lid for the container. So you can make the same thing without a lid. Now I'm making dots where I have to make a hole. Now this will be a long hole so I can slide the paper towel holder through. Look at that. We're done. No, we're not done. I'm kidding. I actually took my time on making this. Now I'm making a couple holes here and there, and we're going to put through zip ties. Now, if you don't have zip ties, you can use any type of wire, string, yarn, whatever your heart desires. Zip ties to me are the easiest thing. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you what I do with zip ties now. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that'll be in a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and pull them tight and get the zip ties on. And this is going to hold the entire feeder with the bird seed in it for the birds to jump in and eat. I used clear zip ties here, but I wanted to put a black one on so you could see the difference. So think about the color, if it's, for something you want to look at, if it bothers you or not. I really don't care. The birds don't care, but that's all there is to it. Now I'm going to take some painter's tape, my favorite thing around the garden, including for crafting. I'm going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to fill that center long hole with hot glue. Now, what that's going to do is stop any little parakeet seed or finch seed from going out. And we're going to wait till it dries before we do anything else. But I am making a few tiny holes on the tray around the bottom. So if the rain gets in there, the water will drain out. Remember, birds will eat wet seed. And then, as you saw, I took off the painter's tape. I don't need it. And it's like a rivet. The glue will stay right in place. Now, here I'm deciding which way I want to put the paper towel holder on. Top or bottom. And I went with the top. Now you could do it either way, whatever works for you, but I wanted to make sure it sat flat so it doesn't look kind of cockeyed out there. And now I'm going to do the same thing, put out my lines, know which way I'm going, and I'm going to go across with the soldering iron. As you saw, I removed labels because they kind of crumble up in the sun and they don't look good. So I get them out now. Now, because there's a little lip on the edge, I'm going to go ahead and with the hot soldering iron, make a couple notches there. So if the rain gets in there, it'll just run right off on the side. This way it won't have to tip it. Nothing will tip because it will just kind of run off. Now look at that. It's on. This is one of the easiest things to make, and the birds will love it. And what's great is you can make this the size that you want. You can get smaller containers, bigger containers. Now I'm with my hot soldering iron again. I'm making some more holes, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some zip ties in there again to hold everything in place. Now, as I said earlier, you could use wire for this. You could use yarn, string, dental floss works too, whatever you've got. But I love my zip ties. They're so cheap. And now I found a new use for all those tails, which we'll get into in a few seconds. Now here, I'm going to continue. Here's a blue zip tie. They come in all different colors. I'm going to continue to zip tie this on. I will tell you, I found that the teeny ones are not as strong as the longer ones, though I am using the teeny ones here. They're really skinny. I always put on at least 3. I'm a 3 person. And the reason is, if one breaks and you have 2, it's going to kind of swing funny. But if you have 3 or 4, if 1 or 2 breaks, like here I'm putting on 4, you won't even notice it. Now we've got our zip ties on. Look at that. Oh, there's those tails. Oh my goodness, I love my tails. But we're going to get that off. And you know what? Let's stop right here. And I want to show you what I do with these tails real quick because I'm so excited about it. Hold on. So normally we throw them away, right? No! Take painter's tape, fold it in half, make a little flag on top, and now you can label your seedlings if you're gardening. You all should be gardening, even if you're doing hummingbirds. But look at this. You now have a label that you can stick in your planters. I planted some beets in there, and I will remember because there is the zip tie with a flag. Costs me nothing, and it's the easiest thing to do. Okay, I digress. Let's get back to the bird feeder because I know that's what you really want. So now we're going to attach the 2 paper towel holders together for the height. Now, if you want to go taller, you can, but I'm going to actually have them sitting against the lids, whether it's the top or the bottom. A little bit for support, but I don't need the height. The birds get in there, and we're going to attach it with painter's tape. You'll see. I'm going to take you through step by step on this. Now what we're going to do is use the painter's tape to attach them. Now, let me tell you the secret with painter's tape. This is a big thing. If your hands are dry, everything you're working with is dry, and you put on the painter's tape, it will last forever until it falls apart. It'll last 2-3 years. If anything is damp, even if it's a lot of dampness outside, it won't work, it won't hold. So make sure everything is dry and you are good to go. I also use painter's tape as a third hand. This is like my favorite thing to have around here. Now we're going to make a hole on the bottom here, as you can see. I'm going to add another zip tie. So this way the end of the paper towel holder there, that curve, that will be attached to the base of the bird feeder. A little extra security so everything is locked in place really nice. I'm going to cut those tails off that we're going to save. There it is. Look at this. We're almost ready to go. I mean, you're basically done. You can add more painter's tape on if you want. You know, it'll hold better. You can do the whole thing in green if you want to do it that way. But I'm making sure just my ends that I need secure is good enough. And that will hold for many years to come. And you're going to have yourself a bird feeder for a few bucks. And when it's designed by you, you get the size you want. You want to make a little tiny one, you can make a small one. You want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. Now we're putting a hole there so I can get the wire in there. I found just a piece of wire around here, and that's going to be my hook, so I can hang it off a pole, a tree, or anywhere I want. This is a hanging bird feeder. That's not to say you can't sit it on the edge somewhere on a table. That's fine too, but I'm going to hang this. It keeps it away from things on the ground like cats or whatever and predators. And with the top, that also keeps predators away because they need to swoop down, let's say a hawk, to catch a bird. They can't swoop in one of these types of bird feeders that I make here. So it's a win-win all the way around. Now we're just going to tighten on the wire, and the wire will hang in place there. We make our curve, but that is it. We're almost done. I'm going to add a few little extra things to this. I want to put a mat on the bottom. Now, I found this placemat at Dollar Tree, and look, it's like a woven piece of fabric, but it's actually plastic. And I found out that one of them will cover the bottom, and you could use fabric if you've got an old shirt or something if you want. You don't have to put anything in there, but this will give the birds a really good footing. And the bonus with this placemat, it's big enough, one, to make 2 bottoms. So if you had to take it out later, wash it or something, you could have the other one ready to put back. So I'm simply cutting it in half. As you can see, it's really easy. And then I'm going to go halfway up because remember, there's a bar in the middle. So you want it to sit flat. And look at that. Now the birds have someplace to land. It won't be slippery, the plastic bottom, and they can get in there and go back and forth. And you've got the extra piece to put in there later if you want. Or you can make 2 feeders. That is all there is to it. I mean, I know you can do this. Anybody can do this. And it should last for a year or 2. But the metal will last forever, the paper towel holders. You may have to replace the plastic later on. But most of us replace all our patio stuff anyways, don't we? I don't. Now I decided to cut out the center here so it lays super flat around the bar. Remember, it's better to be shorter on that mat than bigger. We don't want it bunched up. We want it to lay completely flat so when the seeds are in there, the seeds are above the mat. That's all. Now look how perfect that is. The birds are going to love this. Easy peasy. I know we can all do this. Oh my goodness. Now we could be finished right now. This would be fine. But for me, I've been really big into plastic flowers lately. And they give something extra. Not only looks, which I happen to think looks really nice when you add color, because I love color. But what it does do is it creates shade. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do this, because I actually took my time and worked on it for about 20 minutes to get it the way I wanted it. But it's so easy. You just buy a little plastic bunch of flowers. You can get those at Dollar Tree. You can buy them online. Walmart's got them. You can buy them by the box for like 10 bucks. All different types. You buy whatever you want. You may have some plastic flowers around. Go to the thrift store. Look around. You'll find them. Again, you don't have to do this. But I really like the idea. It adds extra shade. I'm using flowers now and plants everywhere for so many different reasons. I'm using it in the garden as well as using it for my bird feeders. I think it really adds a little eye candy to it. But like I said, here the biggest thing is it will help deter predators because they think it's a bush. And on top of that, it will create shade for the birds in the hot weather. So you're not just putting on something on the top without getting anything out of it. And here I just attached it with bread ties. You attach it, like I said, with anything you want. String, yarn, dental floss really does hang on for a long time. Whatever you want, or zip ties. Kind of arrange it the way you want and think of it as extra shade and cover for the birds. They'll appreciate it, and I appreciate it for the looks and for what benefit it gives to our native little birds around here. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Oh my goodness. I don't even think you could buy something as pretty as this at the store. And here you made it for what? A few dollars. I love it. Now the other thing is we take a soldering iron that's hot and we go all around the edge and keep pushing all the way around. We're scratching that top. You could make a couple holes and add on a perch if you want. But, you know, this works out good. Take those labels off and keep scratching it because they've got sharp little nails and they can grip it and you won't have to add on any branches or anything. But again, you do it the way you want. This is your feeder. I'm throwing ideas out there for you. I want you to make it in the fashion that will work for you. Is that not cool? We are ready to put this thing outside. Didn't cost much at all. Holds a lot of seed. And what's great is the seed doesn't fly out. You've got the extra mat later to change out if you want or wash it because it's plastic. Well, you know what? I'm too anxious. Let's get this outside because you've already seen how the birds love it. And let's hang it up for the birds. So there it is, hanging now in our bird garden. Though we have a couple of them hanging in different places. Look at this. They love it. And I want you to see something. The ease of them going in and out on the edge. See how they can grip it? Because we took the soldering iron and we made the scratches on the plastic. Now they can go in and out and use that as a perfect perch. So I hope I've given you ideas on how to make a perfect bird feeder for the birds that you have in your garden, yard, or patio. This has worked out fantastic. I love watching the birds. And I'll tell you something. We had a really big surprise. We have a lot of goldfinches here, but they don't go in the feeders. And for some reason, this little guy was attracted to the feeder. Maybe because of the clear tray, he could see in the seeds better. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed this. I want to read through your comments. Tell me what you think. Are you going to make one? Do you think it's a good idea? And why do you think this goldfinch went to the feeder when they don't go to the other ones? So share this video with your friends that are also bird lovers and want to keep the area a little cleaner from seed falling on the ground. So have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.